Have you ever eaten a potato, tomato, or sweet corn before? If you have, there is a very high probability that you have eaten a genetically modified organism. Genetically modified organisms are organisms, animals, or plants which have genetically been engineered in a lab by scientists to improve the organism, according to an article called GMO Facts, last updated on October 13, 2015. One of the major problems in this world is hunger. Many countries are suffering from the shortage of food they are provided. Reporters Sam Jones and Mark Anderson for Global Development state in an article last updated in July 29, 2015, the number of people on the planet will rise from 7.3 billion today to 9.7 billion in 2050, end quote. With the population increasing, world hunger is still going to be a problem in the world. Genetically modified organisms have caused public chaos because of the myths they carry, and these people who disagree with GMOs are sadly mistaken should accept these organisms because they can change the world. GMOs also have a lot to offer, not only to the people around the world, but also the people who grow our food, farmers. After hearing this speech, you'll be informed about how the myths of GMOs are false and how vital they are to the world. How many of you ever heard of GMOs before I give the speech? Not many people said they have. Agricultural teacher Jamie Stark, in an interview conducted on April 13, 2016, says, the reason why people do not accept GMOs is because they are either uninformed or misinformed. Genetically modified organisms have caused conflicts in the United States and many other countries. Leila Katria states in an article called 10 Studies Proving GMOs Are Harmful, Not If Science Matters. Last updated in October 2015 says there has been proof that GMOs are unsafe for human consumption. An experiment was done utilizing GMOs by giving a rat GMO foods, which then, after the rat ate these foods, it began to grow tumors. After the public found out about this, chaos erupted because the people did not want this to happen to them. Jeffrey Smith, a writer at the Institute for Responsible Technology, states in an article called 10 Reasons to Avoid GMOs, last updated on August 25, 2011, says numerous health problems increased after GMOs were introduced in 1996. The percentage of Americans with 3 or more chronic illnesses jumped from 7% to 13% in just 9 years. Food allergies skyrocketed, and disorders such as autism, reproductive disorders, digestive problems, and others are on the rise, end quote. People upset by GMOs are uneducated about the organisms that are genetically modified. Since GMOs have been around for 20 years, there has been no proven fact of effects from consumption of modified organisms. Now, since there hasn't been any proven fact about the effects of these organisms, is it truly right to be against GMOs? Despite public phobia over GMOs, these modified organisms are proven to be the best way to feed the world. There have been many reliable sources to conclude that GMOs are not bad for humans. Jamie Stark, an agricultural teacher at Pierce High School, states in an interview done on April 13, 2016, there are a lot of reasons why people believe GMOs are unsafe, and it all goes back to them being either uninformed or misinformed. Anytime change happens or something is a little different, people are leery and not acceptable, end quote. If these people who believe GMOs are unsafe were educated on what these organisms can do for the world, they would take a second look at GMOs. Amy Patrol states in an article called GMOs, What You Need to Know, last updated on October 16, 2015. As a matter of fact, 80% of the foods processed are genetically modified organisms, end quote. GMOs are on the verge of being number one food processed and consumed in the world, and people who think they are unsafe must become educated on what these organisms can do for the world. World hunger is a huge problem in today's world. The only solution for ending this is simple. GMOs are not only safe for human digestion, but also essential for farmers and humans. Farmers are the basis of this planet. Without them, this world would be in a great deal of trouble. According to an article called Do GMO Crops Increase Yield? Done by seed company Monsanto, last updated on November 26, 2012, GM crops generally have higher yields due to bulk breeding and biotechnology, end quote. GMOs produce a better and higher yield, and this fact increases income for farmers. Now, from being a son of a farmer, I have noticed what GMOs have done for my dad. Now, if I were to ask him if he would like to go back to 80 bushel corn, which is not plain GMOs, he would look at me and say this is a very dumb question. According to an article called Hunger, published by World Food Program, last update in 2016, says there are 795 million undernourished people in the world today, end quote. Now, if you don't see this as a problem, you need to take another look at what is occurring in our world. Now we return back to reporter Sam Jones and Mark Anderson's quote of, the number of people on this planet will rise from 7.3 billion today to 9.7 billion in 2050, end quote. These big yields can feed more people around the world. With the population increasing tremendously in the next 35 years and world hunger not diminishing, food is and will be a huge topic. Now, for us being Americans, we have a reputation of thinking only for ourselves and being selfish. Don't you want to change this reputation and become a country that is giving and generous to others? GMOs are the answer to ending world hunger, and we need to join together and support the planting and growing of these genetically modified organisms. Genetically modified organisms have created huge controversy, not only in America, but around the world. GMOs, however, are the next best solution to feeding the world. With population dramatically increasing and world hunger rising, food needs to be provided to everyone. And the way this is going to be accomplished is by planting GMOs. Are you willing to take the risk and save the world?